Well, I'll tell you what, you couldn't ask for a nicer day out on Mille Lake. She's flat, calm, and the fish should be biting. I'll tell you, a lot of times most people think you got to have wind to bobber fish, but Mike Christensen and I are going to show you exactly how to do it today when it's flat, calm like this, because there are fish that are biting and there is a way to catch them. So stay right where you're at. Fish head's coming up. I do every day when I get in the boat is I dump my bait right into either that bait tamer or that leech tamer, and you can see, I mean, these leeches, they're just flying all over. Look at that guy moving around, and that's because he's already acclimated to that water and he's comfortable and ready to go. He's ready to attract the fish too. Got him. All right, that's how you like to start right there. Yeah. Just goes to show you that if you can find those upfish, they're nearly automatic.
No doubt about it.
And that one there, and we didn't have to leave that bobber soak long. Look at that. Boy, this guy's just loaded with energy.
There we go.
There you go. That's exactly how we wanted to get after him today. But here's what we're actually doing. Well, most of the time people think of bobbers, they think of anchoring up. We're not anchoring up. What we're doing is we're driving around. You know, we've done shows on this over the years and talked a little bit about it. But the main thing that I want to point out today is that this is the perfect tactic for days like today, when it's flat, calm, because these fish are not running around super active. So what we're doing is we're actually going and finding them. And when we find them up just a little bit above the bottom, we can usually catch them. I'm going to show you exactly what we're using because it's a really simple setup. And you can put this stuff on anybody's rod. You know, I mean, Mike's using a 7.5 foot rod. I'm using an 8.5 foot rod, and that's a great walleye right there to start.
23 probably?
Yeah, perfect fish. Phil Pro Series float. This is a double XL size. Then what we do is we just use one large split shot. And we use one because if you use two, you can get a little bit of twist and tangle when you cast out. Then we're just going down to a 32 ounce Lindy jig, and we're using different colors today. Mike's using a yellow chartreuse, I'm using a blue-white. We tip it with a leech and we're all set to go. It's just as simple as driving around until you see them, drop on top of them and catch them. It's that easy most of the time. Let's let that guy go and go find a new one, huh? We saw that fish on the screen, and when you see, you know, 2 or 3 of them together, that's the real gold mine, because once you get that bait down there in front of 2 or 3 of them, you're way more apt to get one of them to move. If we can, we always drop on more than just a single, and that there was 3 or 4 fish. There were a couple up, there were a couple down, so that's really what you want to find if you can. There he goes. Boy, that's fun when you can make a bobber go down like that. I don't care what anybody says, it is cool to watch a bobber go down. Yeah. We're a long ways away from the boat there, and one of the things we've been doing a lot this year is trying to get a little further away. And part of that's just the clear water, because we're fishing locations that, what I'm looking for is tops of structure. And if you look at Mille Lake, whether it's mud flats or these gravel bars like we're fishing today, it's about 22 feet. So what I'm doing is I'm setting that bobber stop at about 20. And when I set it right there, I know I'm just above the fish, but even when we drive off the edge like this here, out in 25 feet of water, I know I'm up over the top of them. So you can get them to move because of this clear water this year.
You know, something should be said too for, you know, we're setting on the tops, but most of our fish are coming just off to the sides of the tops. You know, the bait's relating to the top of the structure, and the fish are kind of spread around it. And, you know, I think part of what we're doing with our bait too matters, having big leeches, drawing some attention and getting those fish to react to something bigger and eat it.
Yeah, and I think the other thing that's really coming into play on top of all of that is just the zebra mussels have cleared the water here so much. So one of the things you'll notice that we're doing is we're also throwing out to the sides of the boat. Now, a couple 5 years ago when we first started doing a lot of this, we were seeing a fish, we'd flip right over the back every time. But we don't do that as much anymore. When we drive over a fish, we'll flip at a 45-degree angle because I think a lot of times we're spooking the fish off to the sides and they swim right past our bait. Now, we don't know which one of us is gonna have it swim by, but like on that one right there, we saw that fish and we threw a long ways and I got the boat a long ways away and they'll bite it as long as you do that. But keep in mind that clear water has changed things a little bit out here. There we go, Mike. Feels like another pretty good one, bud. Oh yeah. All day long. A lot of these fish out here right now. They are just a ball to catch. One fish. That one right there, these are both fish, but that's the one right there that's up and got it.
Said to stay with them.
Well, you know, that fish there, he took it down and spit it out again right away. And we were talking about it, you know, just staying put and giving him a second. And this is part of that clear water deal we're dealing with is color gets really, really important. A lot of little things get really, really important. So a couple things you want to keep in mind when you come out here to do this. Number one, we're fishing higher than we have a lot of years. We're fishing a couple feet above a lot of these fish, and that is because these fish can see it. The other thing we're doing a lot of though, is we're changing colors around a lot. Now I'm fishing a blue and white Lindy jig today, Mike's fishing a chartreuse, but we're constantly changing. If we go over these fish, we see them and we don't get them to bite. Because the water's so clear, these colors can make a huge difference. Oh yeah, that's a great one, isn't it? Look at that. Nice job, buddy. Whoa. That right there is an absolute super way to wrap up our day. I'll tell you what, don't be fooled by the reports you're hearing. There is a good bite here on Mille Lake. You just gotta make some adjustments. Remember that there's a lot of clear water out here. So get your baits out away from the boat a little bit and fish over the top of these fish on these calm days and they'll come up and hit it. For Mike Christensen, I'm Jon Thelen. Check back with us next week. We'll go somewhere, we'll catch fish and we'll show you a bite from somewhere across the Midwest. Thanks for watching Fish Ed.